Sneaker World, Internets, this is a drip objective where the flavor selective and always with that something South Carolina perspective. Today, we taking a look at the Nike Travis Scott Mack Attack, aka Cactus Mack. Let's start with the box and then we're going to get into the sneakers. So we have the OG design from the original box from the 80s. The main difference is I want to say the one from the 80s was way more compact in size, but the actual design on the lid is very similar to the one from the 80s. So on the back, we got some numbers with attack on it. On the other side, of course, that size 9.5, my size, true to size. Shouts to my fam Kendra. She actually hit this on the Snkrs Nike app. Y'all already know that's super rare to hit something on the Snkrs app. It's like hitting the lottery. So I definitely want to send a super shout out to fam. Her Instagram is in the description below. Take some time and follow her. She is a sneakerhead. Even though she don't be putting it out there like that, it is what it is. Now, let's get into the shoes, y'all, because it's very interesting. I really like it. I'm somebody that like the OG style sneakers, and you know, the Travis Scott appeal with the backward swoosh makes it a tad bit cooler. All right, world, this is the Mack Attack, but the Travis Scott version. As you can see, the backward swoosh, the appeal that all of the young sneakerheads must have. Honestly, it is cool, but the original, which in this looks very similar to the original, we're going to get into the differences, but honestly, this is a very cool shoe, whether you have the Travis Scott version or the OG style. As you can see, the colors are very simplistic, gray and black, easy to put a fit together with this. Now, when you get into the differences between the OG style versus the Travis Scott style, the only difference is obviously that backward swoosh. A lot of people love the backward swoosh. It is very unique and it is cool looking. And then on the back, you have that branding that lets you know it's a Travis Scott collaboration. But other than that, this sneaker is literally almost identical to the original design. As you can see, it got that checkerboard print on the Nike tab with that hit of red. Very tasteful, true to the original. This shoe, honestly, you got to see it in hand because, I mean, it's a longer looking sneaker. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a tennis shoe, but it actually fits true to size. I have wider feet, so it is a little tight in this area. But I'm going to keep it true to size. I'm not going to size swap only because I don't want to compromise having too much room in the toe box and getting that creasing. You know, as a sneakerhead, we want to, you know, really, really cut down on the creasing. So I'm going to say if you have wider feet, go up a half size. But for me, being a true 9.5, I'm gonna stick with the size 9.5. And look at the outsole, y'all. Very cool looking. You can just look at this shoe, even the version without the backward swoosh, and it's really just scream retros from the 80s, y'all. This right here, this particular model is a John McEnroe tennis shoe. He was a tennis player back in the 80s. And this silhouette actually came out 1984, 1985. And it was very unique at the time. A lot of shoes was only coming in white with a different color stripe. So for this one to have that black and gray upper and then that splash of color on the Nike tab, that was very unique at the time. Remember, in the mid-80s, even when the Air Jordan 1 came out, that was very unique that had that black and red color. You know, he got fined in the game for playing in those pairs back in that time. So this right here was a very standout shoe in the tennis world. Shouts to John McEnroe, really made this shoe famous. And I want to say 2023 was the first time we actually seen a retro, and they used Travis Scott in the promotion for the original retro version. And then, as y'all all know, later on in this year, it was the fake beef Zoom call that leaked out. I guess that was the promotion for this actual version with the backward swoosh. And honestly, y'all, as soon as I saw that Zoom call, I was like, yo, this can't be real, because how many people can just record the Zoom call and put that out without getting fired? Because everybody know who's on the Zoom call. So how can you put that footage out and not get fired? It just didn't make sense. But I guess it was cool to build the momentum and the hype around this release. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, like, instead of just paying resale, I mean, if money is not a thing to you, then definitely get the Travis Scott version. But if you missed out on it, y'all can just go get the regular retro style, close to retail, or pay an extra $150 to $200 for the Travis Scott version. Because honestly, the shoes are very similar. Unless you just absolutely have to have that backward swoosh and a little bit of branding back there, the original retro is damn near the exact same, y'all. So I just had to keep it 100. You know what I mean? I already know with the younger sneakerheads, the backward swoosh, it just brings you a little more clout. And I know that's important in today's day, in this social media world. But honestly, I'm actually going to double back and get the original retro. And I might scoop up some other colorways too, because I really like that retro style. So honestly, it's a cool sneaker. I'm stamping it. I'm keeping it in the collection. I can't wait to rock it. I'm probably gonna, I don't even know. I might have to throw it on with the Travis Scott tee. I need to see exactly how the grays match up. But just stay tuned to my social medias, because I will be putting a fit together with this soon. And man, it's cool. The Travis Scott Mack Attack, aka Cactus Mack or Cactus Jack, whichever one you want to call it. I like the shoe, y'all. It is definitely stamped, and I think I caught all the details. The insoles don't even have anything on it but the size tag. So it's really not that many parts of the shoe that have Travis Scott branding. It's very, very close to the original retro. And we seen Nike do this a few times this year, even with the Billie Eilish. I want to say it's a low top silhouette from '88 that they brought back, and then they did the exact same colorway and just put a little bit of branding on the tongue to differentiate the different ones. So Nike have done this a few times this year. I guess it's to build hype around the actual silhouette, and then they can probably sell more of these silhouettes that's not popular with the younger generation. So I get the concept of branding. And yeah, Travis Scott, Cactus Jack, aka Mack Attack, aka Cactus Mack. Y'all, the shoe is pretty cool, man. I like it. I will be rocking it. So until the next episode, y'all, peace and love.